Booyah. So we're now over here on the other side. I came over here so that I could, I will need another point in rhetoric so that I can pass. It was rhetoric, right? The thing that I need to reroll. Yeah. It was an easy roll, too. Or, you know, reasonably easy. And I failed it. I should go... Before I put the point in, I'm going to go remind myself what this is. That I never tried. I think that might have been me asking if he would give me the speakers. A primer for small kids. Flower trowel. Where nothing grows, really. Maybe in spring. Hard to see the details. The colors, all warm and welcoming, are cozy, though. The street sign is illegible below the graffito. Ugh. A textbook for first grade in primary school. On the cover, a humanoid bear is pushing a wheelbarrow full of letters. He's not doing a good job. The letter S is dangerously dangling from the cart, while E fell off a long time ago. Children should pay more attention. A primer for small kids. There's a bear involved. Exactly what I need. This book will show you the score, get you oriented with those basic concepts you appear hazy on. The anthropomorphic bear will give you the lowdown of your life. On what? The alphabet. Every page has one word designating one letter of the alphabet with a faded illustration. Most of them are scientific and cultural principles. It goes as follows. No time. Of course. Obviously, you already know all this. It's the alphabet. Who doesn't know the alphabet? I never learned how to read. Lock tight. Can't see in the house from this angle. Some kind of heater. There's definitely more to do around here if I progress a little further, but I want to wrap up this Titus thing. I'm curious now, is it going to turn out that the so-called 8th Hardy Boy is Classier? Is that what's going on? She was there and participated in the hanging? Or no? I forgot. Going over here first. There's a roll. I must attempt it. Was it in talking to him?
Everything's still cool here, officer.
Yeah, that's a low roll. No need to dress this one up. Just tell him what you want. I want your money, now. Okay, but why, officer? I don't know. It was the only thing I could come up with in my head. To ask you. I need to get money somehow. Yes, money is very important. Trying to ask for a bribe? If so, you're not doing a very good job. Sorry, detective. And now, to get better at rhetoricing. Also, to take off my bad rhetoric somethings, right? Is there nothing lowering my rhetoric? It's just not very good, that's all. That's the bad rhetoric thing, and I don't have any good rhetoric things.
Everything's still cool here, officer.
Nope. Could have got money, but didn't. That's alright. The important thing is that I can go retry this roll now.
What is it?
Alright, let's please. Okay. Convince Titus he's being manipulated? Bad idea. Bringing her up will do no good. You should know by now, Titus will never falter. But you know someone who might. One of his boys will. Fat Angus. The powerful guy. Mr. All Muscle. The time has come. Put him in the pressure cooker. Just remember, it's about more than classy. These men in Martinez, their district, their responsibility. That's it then. Case closed. Going home, Kim. Huh? He'll get it. Go on. Write it down, Kim. In Martinez, they just kill you because they don't like you. Got it. Kill you because they don't like you. All because... all because they like killing. Yeah, we liked it. It was fun, wasn't it, guys? We had a great time. It wasn't for your fucking entertainment, Dennis. They just kill you because they think it's funny. They just hang you. Like in the Dark Ages, make a display of your corpse. It wasn't that. It wasn't... we just couldn't get him down, okay? That's it. That's the weak one. You flushed him out. Now go in for the... Officer, you will be next if you don't shut up. The old man reaches for his belt, but his voice is strangely calm. Firearm! A Glace 08 or a 38 caliber pistol. Either is small enough for you to have missed. He's on to you. He knows what you're trying to do. Look at Kim first. The lieutenant has put down his notebook. His hand is resting on his holster. He gives you an imperceptible nod. Hey, drink more water. I'm puzzling over which person to turn to here. No, he's trying to get our attention off Angus. I'll turn to Angus. Or what? You're gonna kill me like you killed him for no fucking reason? We didn't kill him. We didn't even hang him. He was dead when... Shut up, Angus. He was dead before you hanged him? Fatty. The little guy hits Angus on the back of the head. A loud slap. Say one more thing to the cops and I'll... Dennis! Stand down or I'll beat your head in. Theo, take your hand off the belt. This isn't 31. I've got this under control. Does he? His closed fist is shaking. It's you who's in control. Let them have their moment. The room falls silent. So quiet you can hear Angus wheeze. Angie, where's your goddamn inhaler? You sound like you're dying. I left it home. I can't get it. I'm too fucked. I'm sorry. Why are you so fucking fat, Angus? Lizzie slaps at him. Now it's all pointless because of you. You wasted my time. I told you, Titus. Told you to just give her up. Lizzie, your help is no longer needed here. Go tell Everard. Fine, I'll tell him. After a long walk along the coast... She walks off without looking back. What does that mean? So the only thing he's admitted is we didn't kill him. We didn't even hang him. He was dead when... So we'll start with that. So you didn't kill him. He was already dead. He nods. You hanged the corpse to cover up the real cause of death, the bullet in his head. Another nod. Why? Because the girls asked us to. They were in some shit. Girls, plural. There's another girl? 2 of them. Take note of this. They'll probably say more about her later. How are you finding the game? I love it. This has become, like, honestly, one of my favorite video games. Like, it's very ambitious to have a story that they're telling in this very weird way, as well as being very non-linear and accounting for all of these different things that you could do in various different orders with various different skill sets. And then on top of that, the writing is really, really good. And the concept of it, I mean, it's not very original to go, oh, you're a guy who has amnesia. But it wasn't until something like 12 hours in that I got to the conversation that you have about the Pale, about this idea that, oh yeah, this isn't taking place on like a planet Earth. You know, there's this dangerous, like, non-Euclidean space in between the different continents. It's like, what? Okay, what's going on here? I'm really, really... Like, I've been looking forward to seeing what's going to happen next constantly. Every new session is amazing. I also want to be very careful to not have anything, like, spoiled even a little bit. So, I mean, just be aware of that to enjoy, I don't know, silently. It's kind of tough because, like, I, of course, don't want people to not talk, but I also... Okay, you're also playing and also obsessed. The most recent thing that happened that blew my mind was that earlier, in talking to Titus, I failed an authority roll, and, like, when you fail an important roll, bad things happen. And the thing that like, the choice that I picked out of the ones that I was given was to ask him to hand me his gun, and I then took the gun and put it in my own mouth and threatened to shoot myself, which freaked them out but didn't accomplish anything. And then just now, like an hour ago, I failed a something else check, and I had the option to ask him for his gun again, and I did, and there was unique conversation, like a bunch of unique dialogue around the fact that I had already borrowed his gun once to threaten to kill myself. And he wouldn't give it to me. All right, but this is a big important breakthrough in the murder case, which I feel like is not going to be... That's the other thing. I don't think that solving this murder is really all there is to the game, but this story could go anywhere from here, especially with all of the, like I said, the weird Pale between the continents. The girls asked us to. They were in some shit. Did she kill him? Cop, I have no idea. The girl says she didn't. He doesn't think she did, or at least he hopes she didn't. What happened Sunday night? Classia came down. He points to the stairs. She seemed really out of it, drugged up even more than usual, bug-eyed and gurning, you know, not in a fun way. It looked like she'd redosed after something went down. I've seen that look before. She was scared. I knew someone had died. How did you know? I've done this job for 10 years. I've seen it before. It's the politician in the motel room with the dead hooker scenario, only in reverse. Good analogy, boss. You don't get to talk yet, Shanky. You're still on the bench. You keep taking it easy too, Angus. What happened then? We went upstairs. Sure as day, the merc was dead. There was a bullet hole through the window. Fucking dirty sheets and bottles everywhere. He means they'd been fucking? Tibbs patched the window. And the corpse, we hanged. Who's Tibbs? Eighth Hardy? No, he's my brother. He's in the window replacement business. Tibbs, that's short for... Conceptualization. So that's one of my highest skills. It's something I put a bunch of points into. This is such a random, tiny little thing to insert in. Short for Tiberius? Yeah, good man. Gained experience. Why not? Bet their father's named Atticus Hardy. Lucret. What? The only Atticus I know is from To Kill a Mockingbird. Is conceptualization like quoting a specific book that has these names in them? Or is it just like, yeah, I can guess your whole family's names. I'm conceptualization. Get over it. If Classy didn't kill him, why the cover-up? You may have noticed our girl's in some shit of her own. Yeah, I told you she's not what she seems. She's had special training for something shady. Oh, you meant that kind of training? Like a spy? Maybe. The kind of people who are after her, I guess she'd have to be. This is the first we've heard of this, that she's, like, hiding from someone? They're powerful. Connected to the moral intern. She's clearly afraid for her life. Says if she showed up in your system, she'd be ghosted away. That's all he knows. That's all she told him. And why would you help someone like that? By taking on a murder. Why would I? I guess we abide all sorts of runaways and losers here. It's a Martinez thing. Who killed the Merc then? Any leads? Not yet. Just some ideas. She says the shot came from outside, behind the window somewhere, so that's a clue. What are you thinking? I'm thinking someone's past caught up with them. Either his or hers. Hers. You mean... I mean the people after Classy. Maybe the shot missed. Maybe it was meant for her. I like that. Been thinking the same thing myself. And you had ideas about his past, too? I do. One of those mercenary buddies of his could have done it. They got guns, training, years of bad blood, probably. Or it could have been someone else from Chrono. Tell you what I'd do. Check out the coast for vantage points. Maybe consult with a ballistics buddy of mine. That's what I'd do, if I wasn't too busy doing this clown dance with you. Whose idea was it to hang him, anyway? Hers? In a manner of speaking. Remember the two girls? He may be talking about the other one. Who was this other girl? That's right. It was her idea to hang him. I liked it, for political reasons. Sent a good message. It's her, isn't it? The missing 8th Hardy. That's the other girl. Big guy turns to Glenn, who's about to say something. Blonde shuts his mouth before a word escapes. I'll say it again. All the Hardy Boys are right here, cop. That woman is just affiliated with the Hardy Boys. You don't know her anyway. Can you tell me anything about her? Do I want to tease him? It's okay for there to be a Hardy girl. Nope, you're not getting to her. It's Classy you want to talk to. Alright. Grabs his beer and swirls it in his hand and thinks of something. Hey, cop, before you go, Classy came to Martinez to hide. Many of us did. This is where you wash up when there's nowhere left to go. The Union takes you in. Now, she refused that protection, but... Oh, hey, Zerp... This game, the art style, the writing style, the He-Ten style, the everything style, everything about this, I absolutely love. In fact, if you haven't caught any of the other streams, you might just want to go buy this and play it instead of watching me, because it's fantastic. But you would still prefer if we didn't take her away? That's right. If we didn't take care of the people who end up here, this place would just be a couple of ruins and some cargo containers. We'll take that into account. It's... So, gameplay-wise, you can kind of think of it like a Fallout type of game, but with no combat. You've got skills... You spend skill points, you walk around talking to people, going through dialogue trees, making skill checks, picking up stuff off the ground. But it's very, very well written. The concept of, like... the way that these I kind of don't even want to like spoil the thing with the skills that I like so much. I guess it's not a spoiler. I'll say it anyway. These skills are not just skills. It's like having 24 characters that are in your head. When you succeed on a skill roll, like there are lots of invisible skill rolls where it's just, oh, roll endurance, and if you win, then endurance pops up and says something. And so based on which skills you have that are higher than others, you get a lot more interjections by certain ones. Like for me, conceptualization pops up all the time, interfacing and hand-eye coordination, perception, of course, anything that happens, I notice it. But they really are like characters. They're written like characters, and you sometimes have conversations with them. You sometimes have arguments with them. The setting too is very dense with detail. They've made up this whole entire world. Oh yeah. This is the layout that I went with. Was 3315. I've already decided on what my next 2 playthroughs are going to be, but I also decided not to stream them, or else I'll just be streaming this game forever. You have a lot of freedom with what type of character you're playing. Like, it's funny, like I probably once thought that Mass Effect was pretty good for that, and it's not. This absolutely demolishes any other game that I've played in terms of like really tracking the things that happen and having callbacks to them and having, you know, your personality solidify. And I wish that I had realized that from the beginning so that I could oh yes. Yeah, it's beyond intriguing. And this will be a spoiler heavy like conversation we're about to have with this woman. So, I guess this is your jumping off point. Something in her demeanor has changed. She's tired, consigned to her fate, to being here with you and what's to come. The Hardy Boys told us what really happened. I understand. Just like that. No resistance. Her shoulders are slouched, her feet long and straight. You sent us on a runaround. I know. For what it's worth, I'm sorry for all of this, for wasting your time. This is good. Clear the air first between you two. Every one of you guys are compromised, though. We already know this. See? Volition knows. No, it's not good. It's the opposite of this. This will let you dictate the terms of... Shh. I can't hear what she's saying. This game... Oh my god. Why did you waste our time then? Because of the Hardys. I couldn't just dispense with them. They were only trying to help me out of the shit I've gotten into. It's not a good enough reason. You're right. There's more. You answer to the coalition government, and by extension, the moral intern. She reaches for a new cigarette. Briefly, glancing over her shoulder to the sea, as she's done time and time again. I almost feel like I should have followed the lawyer girl before I came up here. Is it going to be too late because I made a mistake? A grand expanse of water reaches over the bay to the horizon, golden gray in the noon light. What lies beyond it? The Pale, the Mundi Isola, the Occident, and then Oranje, the old, old world. Is that why you're looking over your shoulder? You're afraid of the moral intern? You share a database with them. You send people to their courts. What's going on? What did you do? Just business. but bad business for some people in the moral intern. If I show up in your records, officer, they will find me. They will. What happens if they do? They will kill me, sir. If you file my name, take me in for questioning, enter me into the moral intern mill. There's a wince and a pained little smile. Well, then I'm fucked. For nothing. This murder didn't have anything to do with me. Fucked. People after her. Moral intern people. This isn't Origny's lit. Good point. Do I believe her? Just tell me, what happened here the night he died? We were there. She points to the window. The silhouette of the bed is visible. Together. In bed, I mean. Tell me exactly what happened. Okay. He was in a kneeling position. He had just entered me. I was on my back looking at him. I heard the window behind me shatter. I turned to look. There was a hole in the glass. I turned back to him. She breathes out. A moment's silence. His eyes were looking through me, and his mouth was open, dumb. I could see. I could. Her chest rises and falls with every word. She keeps herself together and says it. I knew he was dead, before he fell down on top of me. Then what happened? He was heavy. I pushed him off, and he fell to the floor. There. She points through the window. He only had his boots on. I bit the pillow, not to scream. Then ran downstairs. There's a long pause. She just stands there, her arms at her sides. Then she continues, I waited for the second shot to come, for me. I thought there would be one. It never came. This sounds like it might not have been someone trying to kill her then. This may have been someone trying to kill him. Well, successfully killing him. She's forgotten about her cigarette. The butt is burned right down to her fingernails. Your cigarette. Oh. Sure you're not making this up? I'm not lying to you. She immediately lights another one. You may sometimes be bad at reading her, but this time, truly, she's telling you how it really went down. Says drama. What time was this? When did it happen? It would help us if you could be as precise as possible. 11:30 to 12:15. I don't know the exact time. Around midnight. That's okay. Were you inebriated? Not as much as usual. He'd done a line, plus other things. I was drinking. Wait. Titus said she was gurning her jaw off. Titus said you looked pretty high. Oh, yeah. I did one of his lines, just to clear my head. Did you hear or see the shooter in the course of this? No. What did you do then? Nothing. I was trapped. I was stuck in my room, downstairs. I got some clothes on and crawled back up, drew the blinds. Blood was coming from his mouth. Not a lot, just a little. He was still on the floor, slouched. I couldn't be there with him anymore. So I ran down and out of my room, into the hallway, down the stairs. I knew there would be people there. Run, woman. Run past them and out into the street where it is dark and people move. To the lorries at the intersection, as far as you can. Why are you here now? I already ran. I ran from an entire Isola. I can't run any further. Not with these people. This is as far as it goes. What did you do to have these people after you? It's not nice, but it's not illegal. Not here in Revachol, or even in Oranje. What exactly did you do? Industrial espionage. I joined a business collective with the intention of betraying them. I did my job well enough to be asked to do it again. With a bigger company, the kind you really, really don't fuck with. I took their ledgers, 2 decades worth of accounting. I need the names of the companies involved and who hired you. The job was Elysium County Savings Bank. They sound small, but they're part of the Elysium conglomerate. That was the second job. The first was some printer company. You wouldn't know them. But she really destroyed them. She still feels it. As to who hired me for the job, I don't know. They are after me, too. Along with Loose Cap and their friends in the MI. She breathes out heavily. Once you're done in the competitive intelligence circuit, you don't have allies. You're radioactive. Loose Cap. These people engineer financial disasters in second world countries. The conglomerate also includes the Bank of Consecration, Earberg, and the popular Papalolo line of dairy products. Should I just exclaim Papalolo? No, that is not me. It's a lot of shit you got yourself into. It is. Many people lost their jobs, not just C-suite, ordinary people. What I did to get to accounting. A lot of people got hurt. But that's just more of my shit you shouldn't have to deal with. You're solving a murder. That can wait. Look into her eyes. There's more. Empathy. You guys, no. Of course, this case takes precedence. When it happened, did you hear a gunshot? When he was shot? I may have. I don't know. I couldn't hear anything over the glass exploding. The gunshot wasn't that loud. This is something to keep in mind when assessing the distance of the shot. Cool. What happened after you ran downstairs? Sylvie was tending the bar. A lot of people were there. The Hardys were at the table in front of the stage. I think the union box was full. Ruby was there, too. They were having such a good time. I sat down and they all welcomed me. I didn't even have to say anything. Ruby knew something was wrong. Ruby? Before we continue, who's Ruby? Ruby, you know, the leader. The leader of what? The Hardy Boys. I thought Hardy was the leader of the Hardy Boys. Well, nominally, yes. Ruby's the one they go to when things happen. Like, things they need taken care of. She's the organizer. Okay, let's go on. What then? Well, Ruby said, let's talk upstairs. I showed her the room. I've known these people since December. They know my situation, that I can't leave a paper trail. Ruby was the first one I told. She said she'd take care of this. It's what she does, you know. Take care of things. I helped her get the body into the bathroom. We used a belt to pull him up under the shower, to keep him upright. To mislead you. They were tampering with the body. To produce lividity matching a hanging. Yes. We completely missed the tampering. Looks like you got there in time. What was this, 20 minutes after the death? Oops. About 20, yes. Ruby explained it would make the blood... You know what it does. Then what did you do? Ruby went outside to talk to Titus and the boys. I was just looking at Lely in the bathroom. I had to put his clothes back on, his armor too. It was tough, but I'd seen him take it off and put it on many times. It took Ruby maybe half an hour to come back with Titus. I'd gotten him ready by then. They carried him out. I knew what they were going to do, make it look like a hanging. Ruby said they would. What did you do while they were hanging him? Ruby said to wait here. She also said I wouldn't see her for a while, that we should lay low or something, so I did. This Ruby. Where is she now? I don't know. I haven't seen her since. We need to take this question to the Hardy Boys. I won't bother to... That's a silly thing to ask. Could the people after you have killed him? That's the first thing that went through my head when I heard the glass break. And I thought they'd found me. They've killed him to punish me. All last week I've tried not to talk to anyone or be seen with anyone, so they wouldn't be hurt. I've come to understand how this is paranoia. What happened didn't have anything to do with me. It probably didn't. I don't know anything anymore. All I do is wait here. We can't go after Loosecap, not yet. There are other saner leads. I don't ask you to, Lieutenant. If there's one thing I know, it's that you'll get nothing from there. When was the window changed? Last week. Angus and Titus's brother, I think he's called Tibbs, took care of it. I told you I'm a horrible girl. I told you things break around me. Have another look at that window. Yeah. You see the glass sparkling out of the corner of your eye. Why did you call the cops if you're hiding? Because I'm an idiot. Which is an indicator of truth. This is so weird to like have all of the skill checks pop up and I have to go like you're taking her side for no reason. I don't think so. Why'd you do it? You have to understand the people around here. No one was making the call and he kept rotting. Then they picked his clothes off. And that little fucker threw stones at him. Her jaw is clenched. Her throat moves. It takes all her strength not to cave in and sob once, just one time. He kept throwing stones at him for 3 days. I could hear the thud, thud. So I called you. I hope with all my heart it's not the last thing I do in Revachol. She definitely called the cops. That was task complete. It could not hath been a lie. That is impossible. Oh God, that was a lie too. Volition, what would I do without you? All right. He's thinking, are we done here? Or should we arrest her? She's a flight risk, and she lied to you. She should be taken into custody. No, that won't be necessary. Just leave her alone. She's been through enough. She doesn't need this police brutality. This guy won't budge. You have to wake Multiface up forcefully if you want to continue pushing her. In God's name, wake up! Why do I get a +3 manipulating my skill set? Whatever, we're doing it. Multiface, wake up! And again, every time it's an easy roll, I waste my double boxcars. Who? What? Dear Lord, you've been lied to. She could have killed her lover and lied to everyone. She's not the most fair and just at all. She's smoke and mirrors and will-o-wisps. She probably didn't give you her real name either. Why would she? Arrest her immediately before she entangles you in her web of lies. Take it easy. Don't overcompensate with this course correction. Ask questions first. Yes. Start at the top, choose at the bottom. It's how we've always done it. No rush. See? Don't overcompensate. Your real name isn't Classiamando. I agree. You wouldn't give us your real name. Not when people are after you. Okay? Her voice cracks suddenly, like there's a garrote around her neck. Okay, what? Okay, it's not. Good. You can tell me the truth. You log your work every week. It's all transmitted to Common, sir. I couldn't just beg you not to enter my name, so I lied. Like I lied before, like I did at LCSB. I have to lie all the time. She looks at her hands. Her fingernails are chipped white. I'm so tired of it. Was the passport bullshit too? That passport you keep hidden? No, it's submerged in a plastic buoy on the coast in the reeds. It doesn't say Classia Amando. It says Anoke Major Smith. Falsified documents? Passport and visa. Given to me by my employer. I can't even use them. My employer probably leaked the name, Major Smith, to hurt me. Why would they do that? I didn't show up to a rendezvous. They don't take that lightly. I didn't show up because I was afraid they'll do something to me. The job was finished. I'm just a liability now. She fears an arrest here and now. This has been an awful turn of events for her. Tell me your real name. It's Katarzyna Alice. I'm going to pretend that's also pronounced with a Y instead of a J. Katarzyna Alassier. Alassier? Sure. The smile on her face is timid, almost painfully so. It's a Grad name. Ziemsk or Yugograd in origin. Not Occidental at all. Smells of motor oil, taiga, economic desolation, and rock music infused alcoholism. It also makes Klassi almost an acronym for Katarzyna Alessi. He's on top of it. He's like, let me into the Zero Escape trilogy. I will decrypt the anagrams in my head. She nods. It was a sentimental thing. I wanted to be more me here this time, so I used my nickname. Who gave it to you? A teenage boy. 1,000,000 years ago. Hold on. Katarzyna Alassier is not an Orangese name, is it? It's not even Mundi. It's Grad. My parents were Ziemsk immigrants, but I'm nationalized. Orangese. All I remember is Oranje. Alicia is my father's name. I get to decide what to call her. And this will probably be permanent. I'll say nothing. I'm being the cold cop right now. I haven't said that aloud in such a long time. That name. She's filling dead air. Can't stand the silence. Where is this buoy? West of the boardwalk, in the reeds, on the coast there. She points toward a clump of ruins on the western horizon. I put it there when I first arrived. Haven't been there since. I'm not sure I could even find it now. It's useless. Check the buoy out. In the reeds, northwest of here, past a broken sewage pipe right near the waterline. Okay. I think you didn't make that call to the station. I did. She takes a step forward. What is this? I called your desk, or whatever it is. The numbers are all over town. Call 8102 for emergencies. There was an older woman on the other end. It sounded like she was smoking. She took my complaint. She coughed. That is the emergencies desk number. Anyone could know that, sire, by looking around and calling the desk. I don't believe a single word she says. What time did you make the call? Thursday night. It was late, sometime after 12. Checks out. Say nothing. Or should I say something? Let's go into this tree again. Anyone can know that number, and that someone coughed. It means nothing. But I know the time of the call, too. I know I've not been 100% truthful with you, officers, but I am now. You sense a little hesitation there, or maybe even fear? The stress was upon the wrong syllable. Welcome to the wake-up club, brother! What if I told you you're under arrest, miss? But I haven't done anything. She backs up against the railing with a forced smile on her face. Anything illegal. She purposefully misrepresented information crucial to the case. Fucking mind games. Enough. That's right, gang. Stern and merciless now. Stern and merciless as we reel her in. She is a suspect-ish, yeah. You misrepresented information about the case. She did more than that. She did more than represent information. She is, in a sense, a suspect. Don't care about that. The lieutenant produces a pair of handcuffs. Please, no. Her eyes become round with fear. She tries to back further off. But there's nowhere to go. A 2-story drop to the Plaza Mosaic. If she could, she would have run before. I think I know who did it. I know who shot Lily. You know it wasn't me. Why would I do it? I have no motive. She knows something. What do you know? Who shot him? She's silent for a second, as if looking into herself for certainty. Then, in a hushed voice, she says, gearing up for this betrayal is hard for her. Ruby. Why do you think it was her? She has this thing for me ever since I met her and the boys downstairs. She's been pretty frank about what she wants. And what is that? Sex. And more. I made the mistake of confiding in her. I told her I was on the run. She started protecting me. It became an unhealthy relationship. When I started spending time with Lily, she told me to end it. She said there would be shit if I didn't. It was not a good meeting. We stopped talking after that, but... I don't understand. He sounds incredulous. He still has the cuffs in his hand. What exactly in your relationship made you think she's romantically interested in you? She said she's in love with me. She even asked me to run away with her when I told her I'm a fugitive. She started developing notions about our relationship. And you let her on? A little. I was flattered, but then I had to let her off, and it was not easy. I came to regret being friendly with her. She looks at her feet. We maybe kissed. Nothing more. Ruby was the... But Ruby helps her with the cover-up, though. I don't know what to make of this. I know what this sounds like. That's why I didn't want to tell you before. She raises her eyes to meet yours, but she knew what had happened when I came downstairs. Somehow she knew Lily was dead. She wasn't surprised at all. When we came up here, she was calm as a stone, too. She cleaned it all up, like she had a plan. That is a little strange. People don't usually keep things together under stress like that. And how could she have killed him? You said there was a secret route there, right? She points to the door that leads to the pinball workshop. She could have come through there and taken the shot right here where I stand. It was too dark outside. I wouldn't have seen her. And slipped back downstairs without anyone noticing? That is possible. And we saw footprints! Interesting theory. Did she know that door exists? Had you been out here with her? Yes. She's been up here many times. She used to come to drink on the roof when... She used to come to drink on the roof when... What is it? The peephole. I bet is right next to. She would have seen us. You mean to suggest she made it? No. No, why would she do that to herself? No, I just remembered you told me about it, and... She's not really sure. It was right above the bed. She could have seen all sorts of things from there. Don't let your imagination run wild here, sire. Keep it on track. When Ruby said there would be shit happening if you didn't end your relationship with the deceased, was she threatening you? She came over one night, drunk, said she'd turn my life into a living hell. I've been threatened before, so I can tell when someone knows how to do it. And she's a pro. She must be, to keep the Hardys in line. I tried severing ties with her after that. I thought it had worked, but some of that fear is still with her. She exhales sharply. What are you talking about? She's afraid you'll arrest her. That's it for Ruby. Okay, and what? Arrest the liar, now! She's stuck here. She's already in prison. Look around. She's only trying to help you. Who? Her! Stop letting her distract you. I mean, she did give us information that was sort of in exchange for, like, okay, we're gonna arrest you, and she's like, okay, like, here's the information that you didn't have before. Or she's gonna disappear as soon as I say no. The entire thing about her espionage could be a lie too. Even the thing about the buoy could be a lie. Keep you here for now. Thank you. You won't regret it. Something tells you you will. She slowly lights another cigarette and steadies her breath as if in the presence of some tiger. You are. This is not the end of this. Let's return to this later. Alright, we're going to visual calculus it up and look at this window, and then we'll call it a night. Visual calculus. Probably, right? Boom. Boom. Some, yeah. I've drank a bit, and the only drug that I've used is pyrrolidone. I guess I'm treating my next playthrough that I do. I'll probably have him be like a much heavier drug user. But for this one, I'm kind of playing him as, like, he's treating this case as really important. Like, as if he doesn't really have anything else other than his reputation as a police officer. And his desire to have some kind, after finding the ledger and being like, oh my god, I'm this cop who does like 2 cases a week for the past 20 years. All right. Let's look at this window. The window is pristine on the inside, unlike the one next to it. Light from the desk lamp reflects off the glass in an untarnished golden halo. The golden light melts away into the blue glassy darkness of your mind. In it are 2 neon-lit shapes, a man and a woman on the single bed. A 2-hearted spider. Oh no! I never thought of that. I guess most... I guess I have no reason to think that NPCs have stats of that nature, but certainly they could affect their, role. I imagine it would be more like if you're talking to someone, you'd get like -2 to your roll because he's on this drug or whatever. What position are they in? Like the witness said, the man is kneeling, the woman is on her back. It's the night of March 4th and a shot has just been fired. The man looks directly at the woman. The shot's possible directions converge in his mouth, a ray cast from somewhere outside, entering his brain. Where does it come from? From the roof outside, location A prime. The glass fractures around the bullet hole. Shards face inward like a corona behind the woman's back. So what are all of these B primes? Other places that I guess we're saying We highly... well, let's see. Hold on. Inspect the ghostly figures. The man does not know the bullet has entered his brain. He never will. Death comes faster than the realization. Have a look at point A, the roof. The ray cast from the man's mouth unravels in a fan of possible directions, all on the roof at first. The shot could have come from any of them. This is composite location A prime, most likely of the origin points. On what? 80% the roof is where the gunshot was made from? 72%, with an antique weapon that fires military-grade ammunition, a Bell McGrave rifle, for example. This is a good short distance, but not too short. The perpetrator aimed with their back against the railing, or possibly kneeling for precision. This would explain why it only took them one shot. The lights were on in here. Outside, it was dark. It was like shooting fish in an aquarium, a well-lit aquarium. The victim opened his mouth to let the bullet in. Neither of them would have seen anything outside in the darkness, too busy with their own bodies. Are there any arguments against A prime, the roof? None that you found thus far, but it doesn't mean there aren't any. Could the shot have come from inside the room, a closer point? Point X would contradict the woman's testimony, rendering the entire proposition void. These figures would be wiped out, detective. Could there have been another point of origin further away? That's a 28%, yes. In this model, the shot could have come from a greater distance. Nothing excludes the possibility. Should we extrapolate to include every possible point of origin in Martinez? Do so. According to your map of the district, which you have because you stole it. That's right. Stealing wins games. Noji, I'm just about to end. It's been another fantastic stream. I'm really, really loving this game. So much. According to your map of the district, this shot could have come from a wide angle of locations, starting with the northern edge of the abandoned boardwalk, ending with an islet in the bay. Let's call them B prime. B for boardwalk, or B prime for boardwalk, B double prime for Land's End, and B triple prime for the islet. Detective, there may be smaller points in between, but those are too fine to zoom in on. I haven't been to any of these places. 700 meters away, the likeliest of these B positions, 20% chance. A skilled sniper could have made the shot, provided he had a safe sniper's nest. Even with the light on inside, we're talking military training. At that distance, the perpetrator would have had to take wind direction into account. Land's End. 1.2 kilometers away, the least likely of these positions. Let's say 3%. A truly skilled sniper could have done it. Possibly from a tent? No, too far-fetched. The islet. 1 kilometer away, an unlikely point of origin. Beyond the dock somewhere, on an islet in the Bay of Martinez, perhaps? There are islets there, badly charted as they may be. The shot would have been a small miracle. 5% likelihood. There is an extremely narrow field of view from the bay to the window. Between Rue de Saint-Ghislain 10 and 33A, the angle would have been extreme, and access to the islets is questionable. Kim, do you think the shot could have come from farther than the roof in Martinez? From where precisely? Let's say B prime, B double prime, B triple prime. I see you have given this a lot of thought, he remarks, raising an eyebrow. Are those locations you've singled out in addition to the roof? And what is the likelihood, in your opinion, that it came from a further distance? I'm just being thorough. Well, we should go see if there's gunshot residue or sniper nest if we go down the coast. Rule these spots out, one by one. It would be the diligent thing to do. Until then, personally, I'm going with the roof version. It fits the hidden path through the whirling, a simple hypothesis. It is still amazing to me that without having discovered that secret passage, which you don't have to discover, when you look at the, like, you could just never find that passage, and this whole conversation, this whole idea of, oh yeah, she could have come up the secret passage and shot him from the roof, would have been different or non-existent. This game is a miracle. Alright, So we have... Man. Oh my god. We have stuff to do next time. We're going to go try to explore the rest of the island. We have a reason to do so now. Before it was just, oh, there's stuff over there. I could run over there. I probably want to talk to them again before we leave. I've got more information. I have my badge. Oh my gosh, this game. So thank you guys for being here. We'll do some more of this on Saturday, normal time. I'm enjoying this too much to weave in another game. Maybe in another week or two when it looks like we're close to wrapping. Well, no, the closer I get to ending the game, the more I'm going to want to play it. I wanted to try and like kind of weave in Filament that Odd Garrett picked up for me. It's a puzzle game. Recommended this to a friend who loves adventure puzzle games like Monkey Island, Myst, and such. I think the writing will impress. The writing is incredibly impressive.
I will not falter.
Oh, and thank you for the follow. Maybe I will. Maybe I'll start, because I used to stream like 2 games at a time. Maybe in order to not careen off the edge and just play nothing but this game until it's done and then go, oh no, now I can't play the game anymore except for my other 2 playthroughs. Why did I rush through it so fast? Maybe Sundays I will start playing Filament. So we'll have 3 days of Disco Elysium, 1 day of another game, Filament. So thank you everybody, and I hope you enjoyed the stream, and I hope to see you next time.